On today's show, it's a Friday. We want to have some fun. So I decided who's a fun guy I could bring on the podcast to play a game pod, especially when we got some news and some stuff happening. So I pinpointed Squish41 of all people. Here he is in the flesh, in the wig, right in front of us. Let's play some games here on a Friday on Locked On Mavs.
Doncic, and this is Locked On Mavericks podcast.
Hey, Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. Bang! Bang! It's good! And the Mavericks have won the game!
If you don't believe, you shouldn't be here.
And welcome. You're locked on to the Dallas Mavericks. My name is Nick Angstead, media member and coordinator for the Locked On Podcast Network. And joining me for the first time, you know him on Twitter as @Squish41. You actually know him on Twitter as the guy that every month or so people get confused for Dirk Nowitzki and think that something he tweeted is something Dirk tweeted. Squish41 joining me in the flesh, in the wig. What you got for me, Squish?
Howdy. Happy to be here. I don't get confused for Dirk as much anymore after my jail time on Twitter, but we don't talk about that.
That's true. It happened. I felt like it was happening like once a month at one point, though. You would get like 10,000 retweets or something, people just thinking that you were Dirk.
And what's hilarious about that is that was never the goal. It just was a thing I hadn't even thought about, because the whole thing was like, you know how Dirk is so nice. I was like, What if he were an internet troll? And that's when I kind of crawled out of the sewers of the internet.
Rick Carlisle. There used to be an evil Rick Carlisle, right? Like Dick Carlisle. That used to be one.
Yeah, that woman was buck wild. he got suspended a few times, I think.
Yeah, and not for like copyright purposes.
No, it wasn't anything like, oh, this was an accident. It was like, yeah, he probably should have gotten up out of there.
Yeah. Okay, so how many times do you think people actually like mistook you for Dirk, or tweets for Dirk? Or was there like a celebrity or somebody that mistook you for Dirk and quote tweeted it and was like, yeah, Dirk, congrats, or something like that?
I think the funniest one, and I couldn't tell if it was he just thought it was funny or if he thought Dirk had tweeted it, but I had made a joke about, because when Berea had that awesome mustache.
Yeah.
I was like, team facial hair. Like, let's do it. And I think Berea had responded like with laugh emojis and like strong arms. I was like, does he think that's funny, or does he think Dirk said that? That was the funniest one. And then I've had people that are like, would quote tweet it, realize it's not me, and get mad at it. Or then I've seen like, I think Follow-Up responded to something of mine one time, and then someone was like, that's not Dirk, right? And then Follow was like, I'm very familiar with the bit. Don't worry. Like, literally like batted them down. I was like, Mark, follow rules. But and then a few that got mad and blocked me. But I was like, I just made a joke because I thought it was funny.
I'm not trying to do anything incendiary. So for those listening that may not be versed in Twitter, Squish41, Dirk's Twitter handle is not like Dirk Nowitzki. It's @Swish41. And so if you look quickly, Swish41 looks exactly like it. And then you have the same picture, like the same profile picture as him. So it could be pretty easy to get you mistaken. It's every once in a while you tweet something like Dwayne Wade sucks, or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, Dirk. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I tried to distinguish a little bit. I put a little clip art beard on the avatar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it right here. For those on YouTube, this is what it looks like right now.
Yep. That's my real face if I pull the mask off.
So yeah, anyway, that's the bit. That's who Squish41 is. He's a Mavs Twitter legend. We will play some games, and then we're going to be playing Factor Opinion today. I'm going to be throwing out some things, and we're going to decide. Squish is coming from the Mavs fan angle, right? So just everything from the Mavs perspective, and I'm going to be coming at it from a more like, I guess journalistic or media person, or less biased, I guess.
Less biased.
less Mavs fan bias. We're gonna play Factor Opinion, and then we're gonna play everybody's favorite game,
Satnam
Shame or Framed, in honor of Satnam Singh. And there's been some news about Satnam recently that we'll get into in honor of our dear friend. We will talk about that and play that game a little bit, where we find the craziest posts, the craziest comments that Mavs fans have made across the internet, and decide if they're real or not. All right. But before we do, amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. Visit rockauto.com right now and tell them that Locked On sent you. All right, let's play a game. In light of some huge news that happened today, we will talk about and get into. Fact or opinion, Squish? Bob Voulgaris is the reason Rick Carlisle left the Mavericks. Do you think that is a fact, or do you think that is an opinion that people have that is like, it could be true, could be not?
I feel like it's a partial fact.
That's an opinion then, right?
Yeah. So it's an opinion then. Yeah. Right.
We'll go opinion.
No, it's gotta be an opinion because I think there were so many factors. I think you could lump him in there, but it doesn't help that Luka didn't seem to like him very much down the stretch there. I think that was probably number one. And then maybe Donnie's departure was a big thing too. And then there's just Bob. I don't think a lot of people like Bob.
There's a lot of people just not liking each other. It felt like
in general, yeah.
In the Mavs front office. I think that this is not a fact. It's like it's the symptom of it, right? It was the way that Bob Voulgaris was able to become who he was in the organization is why Rick Carlisle left. He's like, okay, if this can happen in the organization, we're still dealing with this, then I'm going to leave. So it's a fact that it led to it, I guess, is what I'm going to change it to.
It's like the hint of a fact, I guess.
So couple more on Bob Voulgaris, and we'll talk about the news. Fact or opinion? Fans made too big of a deal about Bob.
Ooh.
Because it felt like every single day, and even Brad Townsend, who reported the news today, said this was the most asked question of anybody, of any media person, of any press conference, anything. Where's Bob? What is Bob doing? What is Bob Voulgaris doing? Is he still with the team? Do you think fans made too big of a deal of this? Fact or opinion?
I think that's an opinion because I think if nobody knew who he was, this wouldn't have been a big deal. But because we do, because of what we've heard, it is a pretty big deal, especially if he's angering Luka in the middle of a game, for example, and just all the other fun stuff we all read about. But, none of us are in there, so who knows?
Yeah.
But I don't think it was an overreaction. Of all the things to overreact to this offseason, I don't think that was one of them.
That was one of them.
Yeah. I think that was justified.
So then the Bob Voulgaris thing mattered is another statement. I think that's a fact to me.
Yes.
That mattered. And so today the news came out from Dallas Morning News from Brad Townsend, our friend of the pod. Bob Voulgaris and the organization have parted ways, a league source confirmed. The source stressed that Voulgaris, hired in 2018 as director of quantitative research and development, was not fired. His contract expired and he was not renewed by president and general manager Nico Harrison. I want to just break down this quote a little bit. If you have any thoughts on it, you can definitely chime in. But
I'd love to.
The fact that this is written as his contract expired, we did not fire him, and also it was Nico Harrison that did not renew his contract, and not Mark Cuban did not renew his contract, is very important and was very specific from the organization, because I think they have been trying to make it seem like Nico Harrison is in charge. He is the boss. Remember during the free agency press conference with Moses Brown and with Reggie Bullock, Jason Kidd called Nico the boss like 4 times in a row. And I was like, okay, that was a very specific thing that he wanted to do. And I think this is another thing. All right, Nico Harrison is the boss. It's not Mark Cuban made this decision. It's Nico Harrison make this decision. Does all that stuff matter to fans? Like, are fans fed up with Cuban right now? Are they do they believe that Nico, this is like in The Office. I don't know if you're an Office fan. This is like in The Office when Jim is a manager and Michael's gone for the day, and Jim is trying to get Ryan to do anything, like any kind of work, and he's sitting over there playing Tetris, and then Jim is like, hey, go do your work, and he's like, well, I was thinking about it, blah, 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 and then everybody in the office is like, I don't think Jim's as much of a boss as Michael is. And Jim looks at the bullpen and says, how many people think that I'm a boss, as big of a boss as Michael? How many people actually believe that I am just as much of a boss as Michael? And like barely anyone raised their hands. And I feel like this is what it is. I feel like people think that Mark Cuban is Michael and then Nico Harrison is Jim. It's like, all right, you can do some things, but not the things that matter.
Right. We know where the final say is, I think. I don't know. It does feel like folks have, at least, I don't feel this way personally, but I think folks are souring on Cuban a bit. And I don't know. It's not going anywhere. I don't understand it, so going anywhere. I'm saying like he's not going to sell the team. He's going to be in the picture, so I don't know. I do think Nico being around and involved is good, but
it is one of those weird things one of those weird things in sports where you can't fire the owner, right? Like it's Jerry Jones, it's Mark Cuban. It's like that's it. That's the one thing in sports that you can't, unless some crazy Donald Sterling thing happens. It just can't.
Right.
It just won't happen. And we know that. I mean, yeah. So,
Ugh.
all right. Coming up, let's get into some more fun ones. We had to talk about that news at the top. Those are kind of getting into the Reliably Voulgaris stuff.
Just Bob, man. I wasn't fired. They just didn't hire me.
Bob is behind us. He was not fired. He was just let go. He was just not asked to return, basically.
Yes.
Is what happened. So
I didn't get broken up with. They just kind of moved out without telling me.
Right. We didn't break up. We're technically still together. We've never broken up.
I just gone a different direction for a little while. Yeah,
just stop calling. Yeah. And now Reliably can tweet about like cryptic things, like whoever drafted, I guess, LaMelo Ball or whoever, or Anthony Edwards, or Gerson Rosas. So, all right, coming up, let's get into some more fun stuff. The SI100 came out, and there's some interesting rankings on there. We'll get Squish's thoughts on that. Mavericks rebrand, Boban, lots of good stuff that we'll talk about coming up. But before we do, let me tell you about one of our sponsors, and that is Built Bar. Built Bar is a protein bar that tastes like a candy bar. They're absolutely delicious. You have to try them. Every single day, I see people. I'm the social media manager of Locked On, so I see people every single day tweet at Locked On Network or tweet at one of our hosts and say, I got Built Bar, and it's everything. It's just as good as everyone says. The chocolate cookie dough chunk, the cookie dough chunk is available right now if you want to go check out that bar. That bar is brand new. It has 150 calories, 15 grams of protein, 6 grams of sugar in a bar that is delicious, covered in 100% chocolate, all kinds of other good flavors that you can check out, but you have to get them at built.com. They're not available in stores, can't get them anywhere else. Go to built.com, use the promo code LOCKED15. You get 15% off at built.com. Again, get all those bars, great stuff. They have Built Boost. You can go into your drink like a Crystal Light that has extra immunity boost, stuff like that. Everyone knows we need that today. So go check it out. Again, built.com. Use the promo code LOCKED15. All right, let's continue our game of fact or opinion with Squish 41. Let's have some fun ones.
Yes.
Jason Kidd is a bigger question mark than Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, man.
Is that a fact or is that an opinion?
Ooh.
From a fan perspective, are you more worried about Jason Kidd or Kristaps Porzingis? They're kind of equal right now, right? Like it just seems like
it's so close because like Kidd has a lot to prove, given a lot of obvious stops in his past, among other things. And then, what is KP? What are we getting? You know, I'm excited that it's his first healthy offseason, but like this is really like.
Hold on. Sorry, I have to take a drink every single time somebody says it's Kristaps Porzingis' first healthy offseason.
Now that I know the game, I'm just gonna keep saying it. So it's his first healthy offseason.
Yeah, I'll just run out of water by the end of this.
Yes, I'll spare you.
I'll be sitting here having to pee.
But it's really, I think they are equal because I feel like Kidd's got this year to show us something, and KP has this year to show us something also, because
huge.
This is it. This is the year we find out if the experiment worked out or not. You know, like there's no doubt about it. Like if this season doesn't work, then I don't know what we're doing. And I feel the same about Kidd, right? It's like his other stops weren't great. I've heard he's changed a lot, and maybe he has a lot more to offer, and will rein in the locker room, and then the rest of the staff included, and just kind of really get this going where we want to see it going. But I don't know. It's interesting.
That's the hope, right? The big hope. I was on Locked On Lakers today. We were talking about Kidd a little bit, and from their experience, we were like, okay, well, the hope is that the last 2 years he was with the Lakers, he learned a lot and grew a lot as a coach, and honestly just changed a bunch of the things that he did as a coach, especially if you read Miran Fader's book and you read that chapter about him on Christmas. And like, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that he did as a coach. You're like, man, I just hope that he changed a little bit, grew and learned with LeBron and all that. I think that Kristaps Porzingis is a bigger question mark than Jason Kidd. So I will say that this is a fact, or this is an opinion, that Jason Kidd is a bigger question mark, because Kristaps Porzingis is the one on the floor. I think any team coached by Luka, the coach doesn't matter as much as the rest of it, right? There are certain coaches around the league that matter a lot. I think the way that you put your team together. I think Steve Kerr mattered a lot for the Warriors, the way that they had to be put together. I think Greg Popovich for those Spurs teams meant a lot. I don't think that like Doc Rivers meant as much to the Celtics, because they just had a bunch of talent and they could throw guys out there that knew what they were doing and all that. So I think that Kristaps Porzingis, especially with the health, like if he's He's injured and out. Like, that's huge for them. That's more huge for the Mavs than if Jason Kidd is kind of a disaster.
That's a great point, because if Kidd's not right, you still have Luka. If Porzingis isn't right, you still have Luka, but with less on the court help in a big way. So, I don't know. That's good.
All right, here's an actual factor opinion. Boban is the most beloved non-Dirk Maverick of all time.
Ooh.
And I'm taking this in the way of the biggest like
universally loved.
Yeah, like universally loved, like 100%. He's getting like percentage wise, because I think there's not a single person that doesn't like Boban.
I think that's a fact. Boban is loved everywhere.
Are there any people that don't love Dirk? I guess there are Heat fans that don't love Dirk, but even
even then, because as someone that's gotten into a lot of arguments with Heat fans, believe it or not.
I'm sure.
If you're familiar with my brand, a lot of them hated him at the time, but really respect him. So there's not a lot of Dirk haters either that aren't 10-year-olds that weren't familiar with Dirk back in the day and think he was always like 47 years old, barely creaking around on the floor. So that's the only hate I ever see for Dirk,
How could you even hate old Dirk though?
Right, true. But then there's like perpetual the KG versus Dirk debaters, but that's not really hate. That's just a meaningless conversation.
Who is the most beloved non-Dirk before Boban?
Ooh.
Do you think? Is it like Jason Terry? Is there somebody that I'm forgetting, like a fan favorite that was? I feel like Roddy B gets a lot of fan love now.
Rajon Rondo, joking.
No, wow. He went a different direction.
No. God, I would throw Steve Nash in there, maybe. I haven't heard a lot of bad things said about Steve Nash.
That's true. That is a good one.
A lot of Steve Nash love in my life lately. I was just talking about that the other day. Steve Nash, nice guy. No one disliked him.
Do Minnesota Timberwolves fans hate JJ Barea? Because it feels like JJ Barea is universally beloved too. I think they liked him. We start throwing out.
They had to they made the silliest video of him when he was a Timberwolf. They had a video of Barea where anytime he had the ball, they'd speed the video up and play the Mario Kart music where you get a star. There's like a 3 to 5 minute reel of that somewhere from when he was a Timberwolf. I was like, all right, JJ's doing okay.
That's pretty funny. I can't think of. There's got to be in the comments. Let us know, who do you think is the most beloved Maverick besides Dirk and Boban, basically of all time?
Eric Dampier.
There's got to be some. I knew people that hated Eric Dampier.
I'm just trolling. I'm trolling at this point.
Got to be somebody else we're missing. All right. The Dallas Mavericks are in desperate need of a rebrand. Fact or opinion? Because we see this all the time. I see people talk about all the time the Mavs need a rebrand. They need to change, maybe not the colors, but change the logos, change the jerseys, change the courts, change everything because it's not working right now. But fact or opinion, the Mavericks need a rebrand desperately.
I don't know about desperately, but I think it's a fact that we do. And I'm basing that solely on the fact that every part of the current uniform scheme and logos and everything, this was all Dirk era Mavericks. And I feel like it's time to try something new because we have Luka, because things have changed a bit. It couldn't hurt. And then if we don't like it, just go back. I think we've seen that before.
I don't know if logistically they could do that, but were you a fan of the spray paint jerseys or the pipes like lighting jerseys or that kind of stuff? Because I feel like that might be the direction they go in if they make it. Oh,
the graffiti jerseys and everything.
Yes, right.
I loved and if we rebrand, I almost want it to be like a regression brand.
The green. I mean, you're wearing all green right now. So.
Well, yeah. Hey, go back to the old logo and try something with that. That's kind of what I think. The hardwood classics are the best jerseys we've been putting out there whenever we do wear them. I don't know. I'd like to see that. It's been really popular.
SI Sports Illustrated did a top 100 players, and they put obviously Luka and Porzingis in there. First one, fact or opinion: DeAndre Hunter is better than Kristaps Porzingis. DeAndre Hunter was ranked higher than Kristaps Porzingis in the SI100. So the second part is true. That actually did happen. He was higher than Kristaps Porzingis, but the factor opinion, DeAndre Hunter is better than Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh my gosh. I think that's an opinion.
It's obviously SI's opinion because they decided to put him there.
Yeah, I think that's an opinion. And I want to say, I don't know what determines the top 100 there, but like, no way.
Unless you're real, yeah.
Like
I saw this.
I just feel like it's based on like how much crap they've heard about KP in a negative way, and less about the basketball parts. Because I could tell you that KP did offer in a positive way. DeAndre Hunter is solid, but like, I don't know if that's true.
Also, DeAndre Hunter played 23 games last year. So if we're going off of like games played and injuries and all that kind of stuff, like it's not like DeAndre Hunter has been a picture of health too. He missed almost 10 games his rookie year. So
KP was less injury prone than someone.
Yes, he played more games. He played double the games that DeAndre Hunter did. Yeah, I
so
found
based
that one,
on that alone.
I found that one really interesting. I was like, DeAndre Hunter, really?
Wow.
I guess they're projecting a little bit, but Porzingis still like a 20 and almost 10 guy last year. Still doing stuff. Yeah. Just ran into a bad 7-game series matchup.
Yeah.
All right. Luka Doncic, factor opinion. Luka Doncic is the 6th best player in the NBA.
Oof.
SI had him number 6th, so they think that is a fact. They had him behind Durant, Giannis. This is in order from what SI had. Durant, Giannis, LeBron, Curry, and Jokic.
Swap Luka and LeBron. Put Luka at 5. Bump everyone else up. Put LeBron below Luka.
You put LeBron, Steph, and Jokic under Luka. You think he's better than those 3 guys?
No. I'm saying bump everyone else up. Take LeBron down to 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Put Luka at 5.
And LeBron at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw a clip of Dirk in his, like, I think it was his last All-Star when LeBron tried to give him a high five and Dirk totally snubbed him.
Yeah.
I just saw that clip today and I was like, oh, man. Dirk was like, keep that same energy from when you were fake coughing in the finals.
Remember when you made fun of me being sick and I destroyed your franchise? Yeah.
So much so you had to.
I do. Yeah.
So Harden was behind him, Embiid, AD, Kawhi. Kawhi was pretty low, which is weird, which I guess they're just counting injuries.
That's got to be based on injury.
Kawhi, Dame, PG, Tatum, Butler, Beal. Like I think Luka was in a decent area, like you said. He's probably in a good spot there, but I think I may have taken and done what you did, but with Steph. I think I may have put Luka ahead of Steph.
That was the only other question mark for me. And my only thing with LeBron was his age and just kind of he seems to be having some injuries pop up too. So that was a part of it. And just feeling like Luka is going to keep ascending every year. And then the Steph one, that was interesting too. Cause like, I feel like it depends on which Luka we're talking about. Cause there's nights where Luka's like a top 2 or 3 guy. And then there's nights where he's consistently top 5 or 6. So, but never below that. I don't know. It's weird.
Like Curry was awesome last year.
Inferno Steph is unstoppable, but the same can be said for Luka. So I don't know.
Curry was awesome last year. 32 points a game, led the league. But they did not have one of the best offenses in the NBA. The Warriors were really good last year because of their defense. But any team Luka is on now is going to have like a top 10 offense. They're going to be this incredible offense because that's what he makes them. So yeah, there you go. So Luka was 6th on SI's top 100 behind Durant, Giannis, LeBron, Steph, Jokic. Maybe that's the question in the comments. Let us know what you think about that. And where would you put Luka in that top 6? All right, coming up, let's play one of our favorite games,
Satnam Shame
or Framed. We are going to get some crazy comments from across MFFL internet, and we will see which ones are real and which ones are fake. We'll talk about that with Squish coming up. But before we do, let me tell you about Rock Auto. With the ever-increasing number of makes and models of vehicles, it's impossible for you to get every single part that you need for your car. So you go to rockauto.com. You can find it there. You can find it available for you. It's easy. It's really convenient. There's no reason for you to try any other place. You can just go and check it out right now. It's so fast, so efficient for you to be able to look up exactly what part you need for exactly your car. They're always going to fit. The specifications are going to be there right for your car. Save 30, 50, 100% more for your parts at rockauto.com than you would at a chain store or even especially a dealership. They kind of rip you off there. Rock Auto is a family business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. Go to rockauto.com right now. See all the parts available for your car or truck right locked on in their How Did You Hear About Us box. They know that we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. Also, I want to tell you about betonline.ag, the fastest and easiest way to put down some money on sports. If you're putting money down on your Dallas Cowboys, they are home for the Philadelphia Eagles on, it looks like a Monday. Are they playing Monday night? They must be. Yeah, Monday night. You have the Cowboys, a 4-point favorite over the Eagles at home. That one is an interesting one. You can go and bet on the Dallas Cowboys. If you're feeling good about the Cowboys and that offense, feeling good Monday night at Jerry World, feeling good, go ahead and put some money down on them. Use the promo code NFL100 right now. You can get 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. That's 100% that they will match whatever you deposit. Put in $100, they will match you $100. I think it's up to $1,000 too. So you can put in $1,000 and they'll match you $1,000 that you can bet on stuff across betonline.ag. Again, promo code NFL100, betonline.ag. All right, we're back with Squish. We're playing a game.
Satnam. Shame.
This is in honor of our friend Satnam that we will always remember with the Dallas Mavericks. There's news about Satnam. I never expected when we came up with this game that there would be news about Satnam. This is absolutely 100% real. We did not make this up. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, today announced the signing of Satnam Singh, an international phenom best known as the first ever player from India to be drafted by the National Basketball Association. The 7'3" Singh was drafted by the Dallas Mavericks in 2015 and now brings his natural athleticism, charisma, and daunting stature to AEW. That is the actual statement that AEW put out.
His natural athleticism is just incredible. I mean, yeah, but natural, just big, tall guy.
I have never been a wrestling guy. Are you a wrestling guy?
Yes.
So
that's why I'm so amused by this. The fact that like we could get Satnam Singh versus like Paul White, aka the Big Show, who they also have acquired recently. It's just like, what? That's not a crossover I would ever have imagined in my entire life. Like of all the wrestlers or athletes that have gone into wrestling or even just cameoed, like straight up signing Satnam Singh, like the guy that Finney we drafted as a joke or something. Like what?
Dude, giant guys do well at this. Like, is this something that huge guys do? I mean, Andre the Giant obviously is the one that sticks out, but
they present like a certain spectacle. It just depends on how well he moves, right? You can make a big dude look extremely powerful, but at the same time, if he can't move, and everyone is comparing, there's a wrestler called the Great Khali who's similarly large, but he's like a big hulking tree. He's very stiff. So maybe Satnam, being a basketball player for so long, he may have a little more to it than that. I don't know. It's so interesting and weird and just what a strange move. And they're so smart. AEW is like on the top of their game and just going up with it in terms of the wrestling world right now. To see them get this guy, I'm like, what's the plan here? Like who saw this guy and went, yeah,
yes,
I've got an idea. There's something
from
very
the top
specific.
rope.
Like, yes, we need this 7'3" monster guy because they only have a few really big dudes. So I feel like this is their like chess piece to even start competing even more because WWE has all these hulkish people. And they got Satnam Singh, the great size equalizer, I guess, like a starting center for AEW. I guess this is crazy.
I'm curious if this will make Mavs fans and NBA fans actually watch wrestling because I may tune in for this now.
I think if he gets a match, Mavs Twitter will totally tune in to see.
So is that not a thing? Like if they sign him, he's not guaranteed a match or something like that?
Well, no, I bet I don't know if he's been training already or what, because you don't just get into wrestling. Like they're either gonna start training him or he's already been training for this. Like
they got to write him into the script.
I don't know which is. Yeah, they'll write him in and then he'll have some debut and then eventually a match. But it's like, who's this giant? Oh my God! Like imagining the Jim Ross classic commentary. By God, it's Satnam Singh. Never in my life. We are gonna hear wrestling commentary legend call a Satnam Singh match one day. Let that sink in. That is, what dimension are we living in right now?
I did not expect actual Satnam Singh analysis. I'm glad I had you instead of Isaac today. Isaac and me would have just been like, this is weird. Let's move on.
Secret wrestling nerd here.
You're
welcome.
All right, this is how the game works.
Satnam shame.
In honor of Satnam, as always, we come up with two, sometimes one, sometimes two, real, actual comments from MFFLs on Mavs Facebook groups, Twitter, Reddit, wherever we can find them.
Okay.
And one or two of them I make up. Okay? And then you have to guess which one is real, which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Oh, man.
So, all right, this first one was a post about Bob Voulgaris, just a post about the announcement that he's gone, all that. One of these is real, two of these are fake. Let me read them all first, and then you'll tell me which one you think is real and which other two you think are fake.
Okay.
Comment. They should have made Bob the GM instead of Nico. That's one comment. Number two. Now, this doesn't mean that his relationship with Cuban has soured. He'll still listen to what he has to say, just won't be paying him. That was number two. And number three. I can't believe everyone made such a big deal. It's just numbers. So one of those is real. Two of those are fake. One of them is from an actual MFFL. Bob should have been the GM instead of Nico. He's still going to be talking to Cuban. He's just not paying him. Or can't believe everybody made such a big deal. It's just numbers.
It's just numbers. Oh, man.
Which one is real? Play at home if you're listening.
Oh my God. I feel like the "it's just numbers" one is real because I think the second one's too smart.
The second one is real. The one that you said is too smart. Okay. There was not a ton of bad.
That was my first guess, though.
No, it wasn't, because that's what you said. The third one.
Well, no. I was like, that's real, but like, "it's just numbers" is such a Facebook comment. So you got me there. I second guessed myself.
I made the third one
up. I was wrong. I'm guessing my second guess was then the one. It was one or the other for me. I guess.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of bad comments about Bob. I was surprised, but now this doesn't mean that his relationship with Cuban has soured. He still listens to what he has to say. He just won't be paying him. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that sounded too legit. I was like,
okay,
that's too good. So. That's too good, and too. It feels like bait. It's got to be the dumb one.
All right,
just numbers.
This next one was, I believe that it is just numbers. Yeah. The next one was a post about Zion. Zion is apparently, there's rumors and moans and stuff that he's unhappy, all that kind of stuff. There's David Griffin apparently played piano in front of him to try and connect with him. I guess he's just trying to be Rick Carlisle. There's a crazy story on NOLA.com. Go listen to Locked On Pelicans because it was wild, and they're going nuts over there in New Orleans about Zion.
There's a doctor Zion. Like, what?
All right, two of these are real, and one of these is fake. So you have to come up with you have to decide the one that
I find the fake. Gotcha.
The one I made up. First one. I would love him in a Mavs uniform, but he seems to be surrounded by a toxic family, and I don't know if he's worth the headache. Zion is not worth the headache. Number two. He's a ticket seller. That's about it. Number three, I wouldn't take him. No need to have two out-of-shape stars that can't hit free throws. All right.
So one is real?
First, no. One of them is real.
Let me hear
No. One is fake. I'm sorry. One is fake.
One is fake. Oh,
yeah.
All right. Can I hear them one more time?
Yeah, there's the first one. I would love him in a Mavs uniform, but he seems surrounded by a toxic family. I don't know if he's worth the headache. Number two, he's just a ticket seller. That's about it. Number three, I wouldn't take him. No need to have two out-of-shape stars that can't hit free throws. So the ticket seller, you got the headache is number one. Ticket seller number two. I wouldn't take him. No need to have two out-of-shape stars number three. Which one is fake?
I think the first one's fake. The family one.
I got him again.
Dang it! Is it the out-of-shape one?
The third one is fake. I wouldn't need him. No need to have two out-of-shape stars. I made that up. But these two are real. I would love him in a Mavs uniform, but he seems surrounded by a toxic family. I don't know if he's worth the headache. Like, That is an insane question. That is an insane statement. And then the next one, he's a ticket seller. That's about it. I don't know. He averaged like 28 points a game last year.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was pretty good. All right, last one here. This was a post about Ben Simmons. Just Ben Simmons, the trades. People are like, Mavs trade Ben Simmons. One of these is fake. Two of these are real. So decide the fake one. First comment. The Mavs need to grab Simmons now without giving up Porzingis. Number 2. I wouldn't even take Ben Simmons for free. Not worth it for me. Number 3. Ben Simmons right now is a hot commodity because we know he's more or less quote unquote available, but he's still Ben Simmons. He's definite ass.
Oh, what's the second one again?
I wouldn't even take Ben Simmons for free. Not worth it for me.
Oh my God. The second one fake?
Yes, you got it.
Oh,
Boom.
I wanted something.
The third one is hilarious to me. Ben Simmons
so funny.
Right now is a hot commodity because we all know he's more or less quote unquote available. He put it in quotes. But he's still Ben Simmons. He's definite ass.
Definite ass, but hot commodity.
Ass spelled with an E. A-S-S-E.
Asse. Is that the French ass? I don't know. Probably not.
Maybe he tried to spell Aussie and he just spelled it wrong. He just missed 2 letters in Aussie.
He's definite Aussie. Yeah, he was trying to be nice.
He's definite Aussie. Like, does that mean
just an Australian typo?
That means you wouldn't want him. There you go.
Definite Aussie.
That is our game we like to play every Friday.
Satnam, shame.
Everybody, hopefully we can watch Satnam go play an AEW wrestling match sometime
Hallelujah.
soon. This has been Squish41. He's got great parody videos all the time. Just flying through Bo Burnham's Inside.
It's been a busy summer for me.
And he's doing great stuff. Go follow him on Twitter at Squish41. Guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us on Friday. Go listen to Locked On NBA. Thanks for making Locked On Mavs your first listen every single day. But now go listen to Locked On NBA. There's one host on there you will really like, and the other one is me. So go check it out right now. Go listen to Locked On NBA. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.